Okay, today guys, we're reacting to OG Fortnite is in trouble by Top 5 Gaming. I'll leave this video linked down in the description. If you don't already know what this channel is about, then make sure you go check it out. I'll kind of give you my personal opinions on OG Fortnite and why I personally have always said that OG Fortnite was a big mistake the second time that they decided to bring it around. Anyway, let's get straight into it.
This game of OG Fortnite, you're overwhelmed by the greenness of the island. Land at your old drop spot and begin your prayer to Epic Games. This glowing chest will have a gold scar. Today, I want to explore why players are roasting OG Fortnite. Are we blinded
let's see.
by nostalgia?
I want to see these comments.
Could it be nostalgia?
This video is long.
Could it
Hold
be?
on a minute.
I want to explore why players.
We're not by not adding the Zapatron. There's no way the people are in the bad 90 bots. So this bot problem is an issue in my opinion. They should have never even introduced bots in the first place. But what people are starting to understand that all the great players that play the OG mode are going to completely stomp. And this is for builds or zero build. They're going to completely stomp the population of casuals or people that just came back to the game. It doesn't matter what map you put them on. And this map is terrible for the players that are even good at the game because there's no mobility. But yeah.
Players are roasting OG Fortnite. Are we blinded
try
by
not to yap too
nostalgia?
much.
Could it be that years of updates actually made the game better?
Yes.
Or should the community, I
Yes.
don't know, stop complaining for once in our freaking lives? Go up, pull out the
Oh, is he gonna? Oh, he's gonna rate these things. Interesting. I think, yeah. What he said right there, the fact that the game has gotten so much better, and I think we're ignoring the fact that Chapter 6, in my opinion, is one of the greatest chapters we've ever had, but is not even close in comparison. It's way better than Chapter 1 ever was.
tier chart because bad chest loot lands itself a C rating. Half the time you open a chest, you're more likely to get a ton of gray weapons than anything else. Why is that? Because it's accurate to season 1. Back
Exactly.
in the day, it really was like this. You had to actively search for rare weapons. In fact, that was the whole
People
point.
asked for OG the way that OG actually was. They got what they wanted, and now obviously everybody, including myself, are complaining about the fact that there's literally no heals in the game. Mind you, I haven't played much of this mode because I don't like it. But it's just a bad economy overall for Battle Royale in the state and the skill level that everybody's gotten to.
Of it being called a rarity. Nowadays, it doesn't mean anything outside of epic and legendary, but it was the main part of the game in 2017.
Yeah, that's
Zero
true.
build players have also realized just how unoptimized the map truly is. And why wouldn't it be? It wasn't even a mode when this released. The map is totally empty when you can't place stairs or boxes because the whole island was designed to give us room to build. If you play zero
Exactly.
build now, there's basically no cover or protection from getting double pumped. Traps are nowhere to be found, even though the patch notes claim they were available.
Yeah, yeah. The map was built for builds. I think zero build players are realizing how terrible this map is for zero build. Terrible, horrendous.
So fans are.
But for builds, it's not too bad, to be honest. If you're a builds player, you might like this map.
Significantly less players compared to the main mode. It's a fair complaint, but it's only getting a
Exactly.
B because it was not designed to support zero build.
B's
An
not
issue
bad.
that can be fixed are the broken reboot cards. Fans of OG have realized that if your card falls in a moisty mire or loot lake,
Oh,
good
I
luck
didn't even
finding
notice.
it. These things are as good as gone unless you spam your pickup button while searching the water. In which case, you're already in the middle of loot lake, so have fun getting sniped. Fortnite ain't always supposed to be easy. Welcome to the jungle, noobs. We got ourselves a C tier. Now, there's an item that fans are waiting for this whole time. Yet even with Fortnite calling this mode the OG, it is still missing, arguably the most OG item, the Zapatron. This was in season 1 for like 30 minutes.
I don't know if they
before getting
I don't know if
removed,
they
and
added
since
this
then-
now because I'm reacting to this video it being like this was this was a whole month ago, so I don't know what I haven't played OG this season at all, really.
Epic have gone out of their way to tease it in live events, and modes like Imposters even got it. Despite this, the gun has still never returned, and there isn't a better time than now to bring it back. Yeah, we logged into OG and realized some things aren't meant to be. Welcome to our first S tier. There's one issue that the community has put at the top of their own tier list for Fortnite OG, shields.
Yes.
Massive outcry about this problem because let's be honest, even though it's realistic to how it was in 2017, it was still an issue back then. They simply
Bro,
brought it back,
exactly.
and that's why fans are desperate to
They
get
brought
more
the same
pink
issue
box
back,
and
but back then we didn't complain about it because we didn't know better, right? But now it's like we expect shields to be everywhere, and they're nowhere to be found in OG.
Instead, we're just stuck with way too many bandages and keep getting decimated by people with gray weapons. Seen a lot of fans asking for minis to be added, but these actually didn't exist in the original season. They were added as a response to the lack of shields in 2017. Obviously, Fortnite is going hardcore for the recreation, as we probably won't see minis until OG Season 2. For that reason, B tier, because it's annoying, but keep in mind, this is technically what we asked for.
Exactly.
I have good news for those of you who keep telling me you want to see a ranked version of OG. At the start of the season, it was a massive complaint because people kept dying to the sweats and pro players, and that's usually what happens when everyone is playing.
We have an OG mode now, right? Yeah.
So to counteract this, Fortnite heard your complaints and is already working on a ranked.
Yeah, so at the time of making this video, I don't think OG ranked was added, but it has been now. And I've only played like 1 or 2 games on it. I don't think it's getting the sweats. So right now, I don't even think that there's many people playing OG. At least in zero build, you would have to let me know in the comments if you guys are playing a lot of OG this season, because I'm not.
To OG mode. You're just gonna have to wait a little longer to actually face people at your skill level. For that, we give it an A tier because, I mean, like literally Fortnite agreed with it. For now though, this problem has caused Fortnite OG to become one of the most difficult modes in the entire game.
And then now it's not because there's bots. That was the fun of Fortnite, is that it took like, me and my friend back in the day, it took us like 3 months to get our first win. It should be hard. That's what makes it exciting. And if I don't win, like, that's fine. I don't feel good about winning 5 games in a row by killing 90% bot players. I still don't know how people like that. I see a lot of times on Twitter people enjoy that, but I just genuinely don't understand the hype about that. What am I on?
In 2017, we never remembered it being that hard, and it's because everyone was new to the building mechanic.
Right.
Not to mention, we never had updates like turbo placing, and pro players were only just starting to grasp the concept of building. Fast forward to now, and sweats are flocking to OG because it enables them to absolutely destroy people. Thanks to the lack of mobility items, explosives, and weapons that allow casual players to level the playing field, sweats are just farming kills. As a result of fans' feedback, Epic decided to go against their original choice. When OG launched, they purposely made it so that bot lobbies were disabled.
This was amazing. That was so exciting.
Most people were just getting destroyed and leaving matches, they rushed to bring bots back. Even this decision was controversial. Like literally.
One thing I will say, this is an opinion I have on Fortnite bot lobbies, is I understand why they do it, and I, like, you know, in a sense, it like they almost have to do it because the majority of their players are casual, especially for zero build. So if you don't add bots to the game, their player base is going to disappear because they're not good enough to compete with some of the players. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, they did add skill-based. They still had skill-based matchmaking, I believe. But that's only going to go so far. But the problem with skill-based matchmaking is that, like, not even the top, but like the top 1% of players, like for example in zero build, like for me, when I get into lobbies, I get a lot of bots because the skill-based matchmaking works best for the average player. Because the average player is that's going to be the majority of players, so they're always going to be more likely to match up with other real players. But if you look at like players like me or players at the bottom of the barrel that are like the worst, they're going to be the ones that are the minority, so their lobbies are going to be filled with bots the most. So that's why you see a lot of really big streamers and good players, you know, play in lobbies that are like 90% filled with bots.
Epic can win here. They keep bots away, they annoy casuals. They add them, now half of the community says they ruin the nostalgia. Personally, I think it's a W bots are added. I mean, think about it. Half the lobby were bots in the OG days anyway. Let's add this to the A tier. I think they might be needed because Fortnite's latest edit option has totally changed the game. Simple edits was introduced.
This is so stupid.
And this decision
I don't play builds
into OG, causing total noobs to be hit even harder.
I don't play builds, but I think if I try to main it, like if I try to play FNCS right now, I would turn this setting on immediately.
Pros. Turns out players are freaking out over this new simple edit feature because it lets
but I don't think it's that great for the pro players.
Quicker than ever. And the fact that you can hold over 3,000 materials in this mode, I mean,
I forgot about that.
Even more ridiculous. With all facts present, I give it a B rating. It's annoying, but as my dad once told me, just get good. I also brought up how turbo building has made the game more difficult over the years, and that's why some fans hoped Epic would ban it from OG Season 1. After all, it never existed back then.
That is true.
But considering the last time Epic deleted turbo builds and the backlash that followed, I doubt they want to open that can of worms again. D rating.
The thing is, it helps like the good players and the bad players. Like turbo builds, because the good players are still going to be insane without turbo build. but the bots are gonna excuse me, the bots are gonna be completely, I mean, they're just gonna be demolished.
This has to be Epic's commitment to realism. They want us to truly experience what it was like in 2017. Like when we could pick up items like a purple sniper. It doesn't feel right. At least the scoped AR is OG, and we got the wrong model here.
Damn.
It also definitely didn't sound like this. There might be a few slip-ups here and there, but to be honest, I'd sound
I think
like
people care too much about the nostalgic stuff.
Higher than
It's getting
a
old to
C
me,
tier.
honestly.
The movement is not OG. Sure, Epic kept out the new Chapter 6 features, but we still have tactical sprinting and sliding. Here's me being
There is no shot that people expect with the like the game is so much better with this kind of movement. And then when they reverted to an OG movement, everybody's gonna complain about how there's no mobility in the game and we're moving super slow. People are never gonna be happy.
biased. I think this was a great choice. The map is so open and empty that sprinting feels absolutely necessary, and sliding is amazing for getting downhill safely. There is one downside that
especially
fans
for
keep
zero
bringing
build.
up. Slide kicking is back, and on the OG map, it is devastating.
Is it? Oh yeah, I guess.
The complaint is that new movement is ruining OG Fortnite, and here we're gonna cue the old cartoon falling sound effect because we're dropping this down to an F tier. It's really not that bad. Hopefully Epic aren't updating just the normal mode with future seasons. 2017 was also famous for introducing LTMS to the game. Fans are hoping that classic modes like 50v50 and Food Fight will make a return.
I don't know why they ever even removed
These
these.
were so good at keeping the game fresh and made it a little easier for people to complete challenges without just getting demolished by sweats. Not the end of the world that these aren't in game right now, but I'd love to see them back, A tier. Earlier I talked about how everyone is going back to the map after 7 years and realizing just how empty it is. Normally it's not a problem, but now that zero build is here, could
for
there be
zero
a
build, it's
solution that
ridiculous.
solves everything? Despite the fact that these were literally in the trailer, there's no bush grenade for OG, leaving players scratching their heads. Let's be honest, bushes were one of the most iconic parts of the Chapter 1 map. Fortnite literally designed entire skins around the joke of hiding in one. With that in mind, not the biggest complaint in the world, I give it a C tier. I also mentioned earlier about why I think tactical sprinting was a good decision, and it's mostly because one of the biggest pieces of feedback in OG was the storm. For the past few years, we've been realizing that the storm is less and less of a factor because it usually goes towards the center of the map every time now. Back in 2017, this was completely random. You could drop somewhere in the bottom of the map and realize this was a big mistake.
I guess that's kind of
true. Feeling of dread back to OG, and by not showing you where Zone 1 is gonna be,
I do like the tension that it creates, but the truth is, when if you land at Pleasant Park right here, and you loot up, you're basically forced to rotate the entire game, and with no movement in Season 1. Also, I think it'll improve as time goes, right? With Season 2, Season 3, I think I'm gonna start enjoying the Season 3s and 4s, and then once cars and all the grapplers, basically when all that comes around, that's gonna be really fun to play. And I honestly see myself playing OG quite a bit when that comes around, but for now it's eh.
Makes a storm feel important again. Now, a lot of players are calling it annoying or complaining about it moving too fast, but I actually think this is one of the most nostalgic moments of OG.
True.
You have to remember,
It is fun, the
Battle
tension.
Royale is meant to force you to keep moving, and picking the best drop spot wasn't always about loot, it was about storm rotations. For that, this deserves an F tier. Now, even if you
I don't understand these tiers.
Solid loot, OG is still punishing players by giving us the most basic loot pool possible. The biggest issue is the fact that nobody could find ammo, and luckily Epic heard people's concerns, so they pushed an update that everyone loves. Now, ammo boxes and chests have a 100% spawn rate with more loot, traps are easier to find, slurp juice is more common.
That's the thing, you can't go back to OG the way it really was.
What players are raging over the most right now is hit scan. Not the fact that it has returned for OG, but how bloon might be the most inconsistent thing in the whole game.
Oh my God.
A few minutes later.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes you absolutely laser people, other times that happens.
It's the bloom.
I am the biggest bloom hater, so I give it an A tier. Now, funny
Okay,
thing
so
is, they
is
even
he-
gave the scoped AR bloom. And now everyone's asking the same
I don't
question.
get the tier, man.
Why
Somebody
does it
let me
even
know in the
have a
comments. I don't know
scope
what he's
then?
doing
It gave
this.
me a good chuckle, so A tier. Speaking of inconsistencies, you guys have made it pretty known just how weird OG Fortnite is. Like, the map is a one-to-one recreation of 2017, you can't fault it, but we're picking up guns with new models, using our Chapter 6 inventory, and looking at a modern mini-map. Fans can't help but feel the mode was kinda rushed out. Like, half the UI is classic, and the other half has been untouched. Solid criticism criticism, like on the whiny scale though, I'll give it a B tier. Now a lot of people are saying they have absolutely no problem with the new mode and love how OG it feels. The fact that they went all out to make it feel like 2017 despite the problems chapter 1 had, it's impressive. But some modern changes are getting criticized, like sniper glare.
People don't like sniper glare?
Some people are really upset this is an OG because it's a massive nerf to snipers. But I mean, like guys, it's not the end of the world. Can we give this a Z tier? Turns out when you bring back a classic mode and the problems that came with it.
Okay, so I'm assuming the tiers he puts the things in S tier when it's like needs to be taken care of, and then the lower tiers are like it's pretty, who cares, you know? I don't know.
Unearth demons that we thought were long gone, like the issue that plagued Fortnite for years. I'm talking about stream snipers.
All my life you getting banned, bro. All my life you get
Oh my god.
banned. You get banned.
Yeah, some of the world's biggest streamers came back to Fortnite after years because of OG. Well, it's only for them to quit within hours just because of the sniper problem. I'm not gonna lie, that speed clip is pretty funny, but stream sniping gives you an A tier.
Okay.
Luckily, some issues are getting quickly resolved, like how we loaded into OG on day 1, super excited to play with our friends, only for there to be no duos mode. I didn't understand it.
Yeah, that was
especially
weird.
because Fortnite
I guess
itself
they maybe thought that there wasn't gonna be enough players playing. I don't know. That was the weirdest thing. They ended up adding it though.
in 2017 with duos. Led to people being forced to team in solos, and I mean, come on, that just ruins things for everyone. Now, Epic has quickly realized this problem, and thankfully, they released OG duos this week. I give it an S tier. Now, where do we go from here? You guys dumped a lot of feedback on Epic, and it's gonna take a while to implement the changes, especially when they are saving some of them for the long-awaited OG Season 2. But we're waiting until January until that happens. We're the 1 month per season.
Wait, okay, so Fortnite Season 2 is February 1st. Okay. I'm excited for Season 2. I'll definitely be checking it out. I need to make more content on the... I just need to try and do OG stuff
too. We won't even get to the beloved Season 4 until 3 months from now. I sound very sympathetic, but D tier. I mean, it's time to stop
1 month now. Tell me this video was a month ago.
being babies. Just play the video game or go touch grass. Like, it's not that serious.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think OG was... I think OG is overrated. I do think it'll be fun in the later seasons. I think remixing OG with like futuristic loot and adding movement is the way to go about it, and just to make it actually more fun, because OG in and of itself was just not built for today's era, right? So, well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like. See you guys in the next one.